Welcome back to another episode of Footy with the Boys. It feels like Groundhog's Day, like I have done this intro before because I
Deja
just
vu.
did. Our producer was not recording audio for our podcast, which audio is important on. Mike,
It's a tough look.
how
It
are
is a
we
tough look.
feeling? I know I already have your answer, but how are we feeling today? Again,
Dude, I'm feeling like I'm experiencing deja vu, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But good weekend.
Nick, I know you have some takes today. We gonna have them again.
Dude, honestly, I'm a little stressed. We're gonna have to look through all these producer applications, figure out who's gonna take Palmer's spot because this little puck just destroyed my night, bro.
You guys would be nothing without me. Fuck y'all.
You know, we'll let you have your job if you continue these overlays and can record audio properly,
Uh-huh.
kind of the bare minimum of sorts. But Mike, we go into what was very much so not the bare minimum by Everton. They get a big 2-0 win versus Chelsea here. They continued their hot form, Decore his hot form. Give me the rundown here. Who are we shouting out? What did you like when you see here?
Garner's back. Onana back. Decore goal. What's new? Lewis Dobbin goal. That's new. How about that? We're the real Blues. Chelsea, you're feeling the Blues. Um, we're playing Sean Dyke ball, dude. We don't need a lot of the ball. We take our chances. We play hard-nosed defense. And the points just keep coming. You can knock us down, but we get right back up. Great time to be an Everton fan. A lot of fun. I'm loving it.
A lot of fun, a lot of form, and special shout out to Dwight McNeil. Been absolutely amazing. This is the second shout out I have given him this night, but I want to make sure that everybody hears it this time as well because he has been pretty great for us in all those decisive moments. Decore as well, center defensive mid, and he's showing up on that score sheet here. Nick, you just want to laugh at Chelsea for a quick second, losing another game here?
Yeah, sure.
You needed to get that one out. You needed to get that one out. Chelsea, once again, losing another game. This is their third in their last 5 games they have lost. They're not turning jack shit around. And to a team that probably not really turning jack shit around, but still get a win here is Tottenham with a 4-1 win over Newcastle. Uh, yeah, Youngman's Son game right here. Just absolutely put him on his back, was creating everything, gets a penalty, sets up the goals. Richarlison, best game as a Spurs so far, and Newcastle just do not look good. They lost huge against Everton, lose huge here. Defensively, they do not look sound at all, and are starting to slip. Nick, frauds, Newcastle?
Listen, dude, you got to play 19 of these bad boys away from home, and I have zero confidence in Newcastle playing away from home. Frauds.
Frauds. Uh, Mike, Tottenham finally get this turnaround here with a win here after some pretty god awful form. Do you think Richarlison can be the hero that Tottenham need to have any other spark that's not just Son?
No, but he can do the bare minimum. He could score a few goals. He should have had 3 or 4 today, but he got 2. Good for him. I think the unsung hero that they have is Kulusevski. Like what he's doing. Brennan Johnson as well. Big shout out for him.
All right. And to our other team in the North London Derby, it is Arsenal, and they played Aston Villa this weekend. I believe a certain host of this show was asked who is more likely to drop points against Aston Villa, Manchester City, or Arsenal. Well, god damn it, both of them did. And
Who would have
Aston
thought?
Villa has a point to prove. If you beat Manchester City and Arsenal back to back, you gain a good amount of respect, just 2 points off the league lead here. Mike, contenders?
No, no, not yet, not yet. But Leicester City won the league in our lifetime, so crazier things have happened. I like what they're doing. Unai Emery, hell of a coach. Some dogs in this team. I see dogs
Oh,
up and down the 11. Arsenal played well, just didn't have enough in front of goal. Nick, I know you want to speak more about that.
Yeah, listen, VAR stuff obviously should have been a red card, should have been a penalty. Diego Carlos with elbow to Nketiah's head. By the way, Eddie Nketiah's fucking useless, but we'll talk more about him another day. God damn it.
You need a
Um,
striker.
he is fucking horrible, bro. Uh, what was that? Oh yeah, but still should have been a red card. Got elbowed right to the head. Ridiculous. Jesus gets kicked in the back of the leg. Also penalty. Penalties 50-50 at the end of the game to tie it. But I am not, you know, Arsenal deserved to lose this game. Arsenal lost, Villa did not win. Zinchenko gave them the goal, even though it was taken very well. Good team move. Um, and Arsenal, oh my God, Odegaard couldn't finish for shit. Neither could a lot of the other players. When Kai Havertz is the only guy showing up, which by the way he's playing very well right now. But if he's the only guy showing up, you have problems. So we deserve to lose. I still think we dominated that game. I still like us for the title this year. Shout out to Villa, 15 unbeaten at home.
yeah. 15 unbeaten is wild. Just editor's note. I believe that Aston Villa won and Arsenal lost there, not just one or the other, though, Nick. But just want to make sure that our listeners aren't led astray on that one. But that was a big result for Arsenal. They were not clinical at all, and a team that ended up being clinical in a big win for them to put them at the top of the table was Liverpool beating Crystal Palace. A lot of this spurred on by Jordan Ayew's red card that gave Liverpool that man advantage. And it took another late goal for Liverpool to come back and get another 3 points. That is the difference in the table right now, putting Liverpool above Arsenal. They've just shown a stupid knack for these late goals. Mike, do they just have the clutch gene right now, or what's going on at Liverpool that they leave it to the 90th minute to get these goals?
Yep, they've got the clutch gene, and they're clinical with the chances they get. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. That's enough. And guess who's on the score sheet again?
Harvey
Mo
Elliott.
Salah and Harvey Elliott. Hell of a bang. Nice shot, but Mo Salah, man in form.
Yeah. And Nick, obviously, Mo Salah's been wildly good this entire season. Do you think he's the best player in the Prem right now with Liverpool at the top of the table?
He's the best player in the Prem, but if Liverpool beat Arsenal for the title, it won't be because of him, it'll be because of Allison, because that dude is balling, world class keeper, something that Arsenal do not have. So, yeah, great win by Liverpool, I suppose. So that Jordan Ayew red card was bullshit.
Yeah. The red card really switched things around. Crystal Palace was hanging on. Chris Richards, the start in this one as a center
Good
defensive
game.
mid. Again, yeah, he made some pretty good tackles. One at the end of the half that saved a goal there. But another team that is in that title hunt, Manchester City, was really squeaking it at their ass here with a 2-1 win versus Luton. But if you check that scoreline at half, it was 1-0 to Luton. Luton was beating Manchester City at the half. It took a Bernardo Silva goal to get that equalizer, and then Jack Grealish was able to put them ahead. But Mike, I would say the alarm bells might not be ringing, but they're making some noise. Do you think there's some panic setting in at Man City about this real just lack of form recently?
Yeah, some slight panic. I bet Pep is concerned. But at the same time, a little complacency after winning 3 in a row could be expected. Still missing D-man, KDB. We'll see what he brings back to this squad. Um, it's too early to write the script on Manchester City, writing them out of the equation.
Yep. And Nick, what are your thoughts on Manchester City? I know you can't sleep too easy with Manchester City being behind in a title hunt. We know what form they can get onto, but are you feeling more comfortable seeing how poorly they performed here?
Yeah, a little bit too individualistic, but it is City. They'll probably figure it out. Really quick editor's note. In order for bells to make noise, they do have to ring. So,
It was a
just in case any of our
interesting.
fans are confused.
I'm speaking more of like an automated that make a little noise.
Just in case any of our fans are confused.
I'm speaking old school. No Wenger bells. I'm
Fucking
talking
prick.
Pep Guardiola. I'm talking Sean Dyche, the new wave of alarm bells. But there should be a lot of alarm bells in Manchester because of Manchester United finally getting what probably should have happened multiple times this season is a loss, and a loss by a lot of goals. 3-0 Bournemouth beating Manchester United. Started in the 5th minute, and it just did not get any better for Manchester United from there, allowing in 2 more goals. Bournemouth are on some crazy form. Have not lost in their last 5, 4 wins in their last 5, on one of the hottest streaks in the league. Mike, bigger storyline, Bournemouth's form here or a 3-0 loss for Manchester United?
Bournemouth's form all day, running hot. The cherries are eating. I love cherries. Yeah, poor squad selection from Manchester United. Great game here from Bournemouth. Delightful little goal from Dominic Solanke. Our Dom's not firing, but he sure is. Yeah, great win. Eric Ten Hag, you're a fraud. You don't know a starting 11 if one hits you in the face.
Nick, how does this happen to a manager of the month, player of the month, and the goal of the month winner, Garnacho? How does this happen to Manchester United that they lose to Bournemouth? That makes no sense, right?
It is a complete act, one in a million thing. It's a mistake. They are deserved winners. Let's sign them all up to some contract extensions. Let's keep their reign in the Prem going. Long live the Ten Hag era in the Premier League, because it brings a lot of joy to one certain Arsenal fan over here.
A lot of
I love it
joy
too.
brought to just about everybody that is a rival of Manchester United. Yet they are just a bit of a paradox. Still find themselves in 6th place and still just so close to all these top teams in points due to them just squeaking out results. It makes zero sense, but there they are up there. But we move out of the top 6 to a team that, boy, are they scoring some goals recently. 2-5-0 games in a row for Fulham, beating West Ham here, and they scored throughout the entire game here. They were not relenting. Nick, Fulham has found their form. They are getting some good results, scoring a shit ton of goals. Raul Jimenez, who was an absolute stick on the field, absolutely nothing for so long, is now finding his shooting boots. But West Ham, 5-0 loss to Fulham. Who do you think this says more about? Fulham with a big win or West Ham with a massive loss?
Uh, West Ham. West Ham. It says more about West Ham. 5-0. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't get 5 piece by Raul Jimenez. What the hell? That's not okay. Um, also frauds. Also frauds. Give me Everton over West Ham every day.
Mike, would you agree with that statement? Everton over West Ham every day of the week.
Hell yeah, dude. And we already beat them. Fulham's doing wonders here. I don't know what Marco Silva started feeding these guys, but 5 goals, back-to-back games, 5 different goal scorers. The midfield's a beauty to watch. They dominated every aspect of this game. And when you have a few Brazilians in your side, a little magic can happen.
Yeah. Great squad for Anthony Robinson to be involved in. He is loving life right now. Got plenty of goal contributions, and then in the last 5 games, been a great part of the team that's putting up 10 in the last 2. That is some wild scoring form. But we go to another team that did not score a lot of goals, has never really scored a lot of goals, but get the all important goal in a 1-0 win. Sheffield United beat Brentford. All right, shoot. There, they got to win. Nick, is there anything to be made from this other than Brentford are kind of shitting themselves for this one?
No, banger of a goal. That was a real nice finish.
Yeah. And Mike, this is 4 losses out of 5 for Brentford. Is the cold weather killing the bees here?
Oh yeah, it's exterminating them. They were in some good form. we were liking the bees. The bees were buzzing, and now not so much. If you lose to Sheffield, you had an off game. You had an off weekend. It takes a lot
100%.
to lose to this team. So
Yeah,
yeah,
anyone that loses
bad.
to Sheffield should be embarrassed.
That is correct.
Sheffield is just, this is good for the morale. They get to 8 points. They're not wildly below everybody in the bottom three, but still at the bottom where they belong. Makes sense here. But we go to another game, including the second team there, Burnley. Burnley 1-1 to Brighton. A lot of disappointing results for these kind of mid-table teams that you think can make some noise, and then results like this, a 1-1 draw versus Burnley. Brighton have dropped a bit from their expectation I think we had of them at the start of the season. Mike, do you think this is just par on course for their kind of disappointing performances?
Yes, it's a fall from grace. They're starting to look like a team that could lose to anybody and could play anybody, just depending on which team shows up. Yes, all the personnel's not there, but you're playing Burnley, who have not been all that great. They had a good game not too long ago where they scored 5 goals, but a 1-1 result is that's tough to take, especially when they're not finding a lot of points right now.
Yeah. And Nick, Burnley up to 8 points. Is there a shot? Huh?
Honestly, I think there's a shot for one of these three. I really hate watching Nottingham play right now. And their fucking manager's a joke. So,
He'll get
um,
fired. He's got to be.
yeah, they'll get the new manager bounce. But nah, never mind. No shot.
Yeah.
Fine.
No, I think Nottingham's pretty safe, although they are next game. They got a draw versus Wolves. They scored immediately and then had that equalizer coming in from Wolves for a 1-1 finish there. But looking at Nottingham Forest's form, 4 losses in a row leading up to this draw, definitely would have wanted to hang on to get some type of points here. Nottingham Forest just went back to Matt Turner, and in the one game that he's back, they don't lose. And that is more than what you could say about every other game with their new Greek keeper. So Wolves probably not too happy with a draw here. But Nick, do you think it's more disappointing for Nottingham being up 1-0 and then drawing to this Wolves team when they're desperately needing points, or do you think it's more disappointing for Wolves where their expectation would to beat a team like Nottingham Forest, especially the form that Forest is in?
For Nottingham, there was rumors that if they don't win this game, their manager's fired, and they played their fucking hearts out. So, I think they did everything they could to win. Wolves ultimately just a little bit better. Still missing Pedro Neto, by the way, and it shows. But um, yeah, I'd say
My
worse for
favorite
Nottingham
player.
than Wolves.
What?
He
What?
said my favorite player.
Oh, Pedro Neto, his favorite player. Uh,
Bro, I thought
Mike,
my fucking internet cut. You guys were all just stared at me. I was like, what?
no, please no more technical difficulties today.
Yeah,
We
Jesus
cannot take
Christ.
it mentally.
I
Mike,
will end the pod.
is Turner the key for Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, dude, he should be in the sticks. I don't know too much about this other goalkeeper, aside from the blunders that he's made the last couple of games. But Matt Turner seems like a stronger selection for me, and the result helps back that.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe he'll be back starting as the 1 goal draw is much better than like the 8 goals a game that the other keeper has been giving up. So, I think it would have been pretty hard for him to not do better than that. But that was all of our results for the week. For the U.S. men's national team corner, we don't really have that much since we had an episode on Thursday. But Pulisic got an assist this weekend, and Balogun 2 assists this weekend for Monaco. He's becoming quite the distributor there at the striker position. But now we go into our closing segment of the day. We are pouring one out. Mike, I'm gonna start with you here. Who are we pouring one out for? Is it a positive? Is it a negative? You let us know.
It's a positive if you're a toffee, if you like the toffees, if you're in and around the Mersey. I'm pouring one out for our our opposition. Anyone who we played, play in the near future, play down the line. It could be the Premier League. It could be the rules. I mean, you could ding us. You can knock us. You can hit us. You can scratch us. We're just going to keep fucking coming, dude. We've shown it the last couple of weeks. We score goals. We defend our hearts out. Sean Dyke's got the boys rolling. I'm backing this man. I wasn't so sure at the beginning of the season, but he is my manager. He'll always be my manager. Let's make some signings in January.
Let's make some signings. I think him playing the way that Burnley used to, where they just sat back and then would counterattack and get goals, but with some better players that Everton have, it's cooking right now.
It is.
But for my pour one out for, I'm going to pour one out for Gio Reyna, who is just stuck on the bench for Dortmund. He got 8 minutes this last weekend. Has not gone much more than those 8 minutes within like the last 3 to 4 weeks. He is in desperate need of some type of move so he can get playing time. There's a lot of fans of Dortmund that are crying out for a little bit more attractive brand of football for Dortmund to be playing with a little bit more possession, a little bit more creativity. I wonder who could help out with that, but I'm not the coach. Terzic is, but pouring one out for Gio Reyna. Let's get that man on a field, goddammit. But Nick, we move it over to you. Crack a can, pour one out, and who are we pouring one out for?
I was absent Tuesday, and I feel it deserves to be said, even though he didn't have the best game. Looking out for Declan Rice, baby. His 2 game winners of the season have gotten us 4 more points than maybe we should have had. He's been playing like $100 million man, and then some. And he's just a hell of a player. So even last night, not his best game, still just one of the better players on the pitch. Didn't do anything negative. So pouring out for Declan Rice, quickly becoming one of my favorite Arsenal players, honestly ever. So shouts out to the boy.
Yeah, the clutch gene that Liverpool has, Declan Rice certainly individually possesses. And to close us out, the absolute wild card that he is, Producer P, what is your pour one out for?
Mine's not too exciting. Pour one out for my PC as I try to figure out what the fuck happened with the audio problem. And
Pour one out for him.
Hopefully that won't happen again.
Don't pour it on
He
the
is
PC.
worried about his job. Please, thoughts and prayers. For
We could
Producer
do
P.
a good fun video. Could be going back on that and trying to lip sync what you guys were saying. Do it like
what if we start a GoFundMe for Palmer? Just
yeah, dude.
he's gonna be on the street soon. Let's get
Honestly,
him.
bro, I'm fucking going downhill and not slowly.
We need to buy some brain stimulus things to get his brain going, so he remembers that audio is an important part of podcasts.
New stimulus is
I
coming out.
think we need to get a punishment for him next time when he does this shit again.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
There has to be some accountability.
See, this is a serious production.
What?
I said we could do a 3-strike rule. That was strike 1.
That is strike 1, yeah. You don't want to know what's gonna happen at strike 3. So
you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home.
We will lose our production value like crazy is what will happen on strike 3. But we're just gonna hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm taking the layout with me.
Next time, this has been Footy with the boys. We do have audio, god damn it, and we're gonna try and have audio again next time. Until then, peace.